Padawans and scruffy-looking nerf herders. Welcome to a new episode of Art NuVogue with your host, Leilani, Princess Leia Joy. And if you haven't figured it out already, I have a certain theme in mind today. And that is because today is May the 4th, be with you, aka official Star Wars Day. And I could not think of a better day to finally release my Art NuVogue episode of my piece Rebel with a Cause that I created officially for Disney's WonderGround Gallery and Lucasfilm. And it still sounds weird coming out of my mouth, quite frankly, because this was a very, very surreal opportunity that I was given to create an officially licensed Star Wars piece. And I still kind of can't believe that I got to do that. It's really, I don't know, it's just really kind of blows my mind. Anyways, many of you guys have already seen the finished piece because it did release a couple of months ago. And I also want to thank all of you who came out to her debut at Disney's WonderGround Gallery in January and came out and met me, and we took some photos and I signed your prints for you. And it was just really an amazing experience, as it always is. I guess the force was strong with me. And if you missed this piece, don't worry, you can still get it. Yes, for the first time ever, there's a way that you can actually buy this piece online through the Disney Parks Merchandise app, which I will show you guys in a little bit when we're done with all the painting and things. And stay tuned to find out how you can win one of my official Rebel with a Cause Princess Leia postcards direct from WonderGround Gallery. Finally, before I start painting today, I just want to dedicate this episode to the late Carrie Fisher, who inspired me and many, many young women to be strong, to be heroes, to be bold, to speak your mind, to be a leader. And without her, we would not have this incredible legacy that is Princess Leia and Star Wars. And it kind of makes me emotional because honestly, she touched so many people and she is such an icon. And even in her personal life and real life was very outspoken, and she was a force to be reckoned with, pun intended. So I just want to dedicate this to her. And this was an interesting experience because I was assigned this piece before she passed away, and it was never meant to actually be a posthumous tribute, but it ended up being that, and in some ways, it made it a more special piece to me as well. Anyways, let's get started. Let's talk about my inspirations, and hopefully I can do Princess Leia justice. No pressure, right? Okay, guys, let's get started, and I hope you enjoy it, and enjoy your May the 4th be with you Star Wars Day. So when I began my research and development stage, I started with some iconic photographs of Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. And though I'm going to do a stylized version of her, I really want to capture some of her likeness and her attitude that's so iconic to her character. Then from there, I started looking into existing Princess Leia artwork, and there is a ton of it, which I'm trying not to get too intimidated because this is a character that's been done literally thousands of times, if not more. So it's going to be a challenge for me to sort of reinvent the wheel, so to speak. But for my version, I want to stay true to the New Hope version of her, and I also want to incorporate a very fierce, powerful pose. And when I was thinking about this was actually when RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8 was on, and the only pose I could think of was this fierce ass pose by Naomi Smalls. And I love how powerful she looks here, and she could beat you down, and I want to incorporate a little bit of that vibe into this piece. So before I could move on to the next stage, Lucasfilm required that I send in thumbnails, which I don't know if I'm allowed to show them, so I'm not going to, but I can show you the one that they did approve. So I did a really, really rough thumbnail sketch, which this is the one that they liked the most, and I'm going to be working off of that. So from there, I found this reference photo because I do want to include the blaster, and this is kind of similar to what I was thinking. So I'm going to do a kind of just a free drawing based on this reference and see where that takes me. So as I progressed into my rough sketch stage here, it soon became clear to me that the photo I was drawing from was really lacking that energy and gesture of the initial Naomi photo that I really liked. So I decided to completely scrap this drawing actually and reshoot a reference photo of myself. And yes, I did just have this white dress lying around. This is my medieval velvet gown that I wore to prom in high school. And then using this photo, I created a new drawing, and this I really really like. This has got the energy, this has got that vibe that I wanted. So I'll be using this to work from for the painting. So now that I'm happy with my character sketch here, it's time to start experimenting with composition, design, and backgrounds. And this was the part that I definitely spent the most time. And I really just started experimenting with silhouettes and shapes and values, because this was going to be very important for me to create a very strong silhouette here. So I knew I wanted to have Vader in the background there, but I started kind of wondering about proportion and placement and how big to do him, how small to do her, and I also wanted to have 3PO and R2-D2 here in the background. I wanted to kind of allude to this being a planet service like Tatooine, and I really wanted to incorporate the idea of the two suns because I just thought that was cool. This one, I don't know, this one's getting a little bit too out of control, but when you're in this stage, don't be afraid to really experiment. And I think I ended up with, I don't even know how many of these files, like 20 or so of these files. And then I started simplifying it a little bit more, and I started to find that I liked that better. Sometimes less is more, and I really wanted this to be an iconic, impactful looking piece. Like as you can see in this one, Vader, I tried maybe a side profile, but that just didn't read as him. I thought I really liked the straight on. I tried cropping him up at the top. Here I tried some color and some different silhouettes. This is stage 5. I don't even know what stage, but ultimately this is the one that I settled on and I think works the best. I decided to use sort of the TIE Fighter window shape and just have a simple silhouette of the other characters in the background, and the moons are kind of framed here. So I went through a lot of trial and error to get to this stage, because this is very important for me to be sure where I want these values and everything is going to fit together. So I did spend a very good amount of time getting this to this stage. So next from here, I'm going to do some color comps, and then I'll have a good color plan for where I'm going to start painting. So here I started to do some color research, and I really wanted to keep the palette consistent with A New Hope, which is the first Star Wars film. And so I pulled up some of these references of screenshots and color keys and posters and films. And this is enhanced, I think. Oh my God, sorry. There's some like gif of Bianca Del Rio back there. Sorry about it. This was a nice poster, I thought, that really gives you kind of the most simplest colors of themes of Tatooine. I had a paint color sample. So I am going to try to riff off of this for my piece, and hopefully that'll create this kind of pinky mood that I want to capture. So using my chosen color palette, I then special ordered a couple of Montana Gold acrylic spray paints to use for my background. Using my hardboard pre-gessoed panel, I'm going to spray a nice even gradient to create the background sky for my piece. So once I finished spraying my board, I brought it in to dry, and the next morning I came back to look at it and decided that, for lack of a better word, I hate it. It just does not have the feeling that I thought it would have. It just does not feel Star Wars to me. And I want to rethink this, because I just don't feel like I should move forward the way it is. So I went back a step to my color stage, and I actually did some more color research. I pulled up some Leia art that I really like, and I made some color palettes from these images. And then I bought new paint, and I sprayed an entirely new board. But I just feel like this one reads Star Wars more for me. It has more of a deserty kind of yellow, which is what I think of when I see Star Wars. So I'm glad that I did this, because I think I'm going to be a lot happier with the final result. So for my next stage, I'm going to take my board here, and I'm going to loosely trace the silhouette of Darth Vader using some Seural transfer paper. And once I do that, I want to get a very, very clean graphic silhouette. So I'm going to be using something called Frisket, which I'm going to carefully trace my silhouette of Darth Vader onto the Frisket. Then I'm going to cut it out very carefully with scissors. And frisket is basically a masking medium where you can peel it off like a sticker and you can protect a certain area of your painting. So I'm going to be peeling off the inverse of the Vader silhouette to protect my background layer. And I'm going to very, very carefully and meticulously apply the mask, which is the frisket. And then I'm going to seal the edge with some matte medium to make sure that I don't get any leakage. And then I'm going to spray paint the inner silhouette of Darth Vader using some black spray paint. This is going to give us a really clean graphic result. Okay, moment of truth. This is either going to go very, very right or very, very wrong. I have to admit, I always have to hold my breath when I do this because it's a bit frightening. So I'm going to carefully peel this off, and it looks like it came out pretty perfect. But I did go along the edge of this with an X-Acto blade before I started peeling, just to make sure that I don't get any pulling or tearing of the paint. So now that my background is ready, it's finally time to apply my drawing using some Surreal transfer paper. Now, today I'm going to be using a combination of white Surreal and graphite Surreal. I'm going to transfer Leia's form using the white Surreal because she's going to be on top of the black silhouette of Darth Vader, and obviously if I used graphite, it's not going to show up. And then for the background elements, I'm going to switch to the graphite transfer paper so that they show up on the white surface. Once I have the white blocked in, I'm going to do one final transfer stage with my drawing. And I do have my drawing taped on the back of this so that it didn't move, because obviously that would be a problem if her face didn't line up again. And then using graphite transfer, I'm going to transfer her facial features back onto the face before I continue painting. A lot of steps, I know. Once again, to keep my edges nice and clean and crisp, I'm going to be using some masking tape for the window here to make sure those lines are nice and straight and even. Okay, just a few more finishing touches on my Princess Leia. Then I'll send a final image of this to Lucasfilm for approval, and once approved, I can ship her to WonderGround Gallery for framing. Then she'll be ready to make her debut. Okay, all my aspiring Jedis and Sith Lords, my Rebel with a Cause is finished now, and I hope you guys enjoyed how she turned out. And guess what? You can still get your hands on this. You can get prints, like this one here. This is the double matted deluxe print. It's 11 by 14, and these go for $39.99 plus shipping. But really, the coolest thing that they're offering this time is these limited edition signed canvas reproductions of Princess Leia. But I'm going to show you really quick how you can order these on the new Disney Parks merchandise app. You'll need to grab your smartphone or other device like your iPad, and then you're going to open up the App Store like so. And in the search bar at the top, you're going to type Shop Disney Parks, and it should be the first app that shows up for you. It's a blue square with a little white shopping bag in it, and you're going to download that app. Once you've downloaded the app, you can open it up, and then you're going to see a search bar at the top of the screen here. In the search bar, you're going to type Rebel with a Cause, which is the title of my piece, and then go ahead and hit search. This is going to bring up all my available products that are exclusive through Disney and WonderGround Gallery. You'll find my postcard, my deluxe print, and my newly added limited edition canvas reproductions. You can click on any product to get more information about it. These are a signed and numbered limited edition of only 95 prints that will ever be sold. And then you can add to bag and you can order now. So I hope you're able to get your hands on this piece through this awesome app. It can even scan your credit card. You don't even have to type in your credit card number. It's pretty cool. So happy shopping. So make sure you check out that app if you want to order one of these. That is the only place outside of WonderGround Gallery that you can buy these. They are only Disneyland exclusives, and I do not offer them in my shop or sell them in any way. So make sure if you want one, that's how you get one. But if you want to win one, I do have a couple of freebies to give away. I'm really excited. I'll sign these and doodle them for you. All you have to do is share this image. You can grab it from my Instagram and repost this image with the following hashtags: May the 4th, Star Wars Art, and LeilaniJoy. That's all you have to do to be eligible to win. And then on May the 8th, I will choose 3 winners at random to win one of these Princess Leia Rebel with a Cause postcards. And you can always add some extra hashtags if you want to help me out, like Leia bun hair is awesome, LeilaniJoy's art rocks, get this walking carpet out of my way. For those of you who are not into Star Wars, which is probably not very many of you, because Star Wars is just kind of awesome, right? I am offering a super awesome Star Wars one-day sale in my own Etsy shop where you can get 40% off one day. Just today only. If you go to my Etsy shop today and use the code FORCE40, you can get 40% off your entire purchase. I don't have any Princess Leia stuff over there though, so you're gonna have to buy my other artwork, like my Sunny Space Girl, which is also space themed. Doesn't she look gorgeous in this frame? This is a print. This is just a framed 8x10, and it really looks stunning in this white frame. My original was recently sold. Thank you to my new collector, Linda, who gave Sunny a forever home. But I do have prints, canvas reproductions, and more goodies available of her too in my Etsy shop, so you can get her today for 40% off. May the 4th. Yes, May the 4th be with you. I always want to say, and also with you. Is that just like a Catholic school thing? Anyway, that's it for me on this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed the creation of my Rebel with a Cause, and I hope that some of you will still take her home with you via the Disney Parks app. I hope to see you guys on another episode of Art NuVogue very soon, or an episode of the Paint Along, but in the meantime, you can always find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and I have another really exciting project coming up soon that I cannot wait to share with you. Thank you, as always, for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for being a fan, for being a collector, a customer, or just a lurker from afar. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I just want to say thank you for that. I could not do this without you. I hope you enjoy your Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, and I will see you all very soon. Get this done quickly and you can play the Walking Dead game. Incentive. It's all about incentives. The dangling of the carrot, if you will. The force to be reckoned with. Don't say it. Okay, it's not signed. It's not signed. Hello everyone and welcome to